Was trying to move my stop button before the video started. Didn't make it. Okay, a couple of long videos there. I'm going to keep this one nice and tight because this page is all about you doing the work. The only way to be able to effectively leverage an AI model is practice, experience, practice, practice, practice. In the next module, I think, if you want to do that one, I think it's 3. Yes, the third one. It's all about prompting. And that is what we call putting like queries into large language models to get out what we want. And there used to be more of a science to it. Now they've evolved. Ooh, should use a different term. The models have become more advanced to where they're a little bit more intuitive, and you don't need to be quite as structured, but it can still help to have a structure. Either way, if you are not familiar with playing with a large language model, now's your chance. I'm going to ask you to set a timer for like 15, 20 minutes and just play. This is also a really good spot here. If you have trouble creating an account, getting to a large language model, email me. I will be monitoring my inbox. Tell me what you're trying to do. I'm happy to hop on a Zoom call if I am not like actively leading a session at the STEM Summit or something. I can help you out with this, okay? But if you have not played with or not super comfortable with playing with a frontier AI model, and I'm going to explain that term in a second, then now's your chance. Okay, so set a timer, 15, 20 minutes, follow these instructions. Pick one of these models, create an account, tell you why in a second, and then just ask it anything, preferably something non-academic, because in the next module, we'll also explain what hallucinating means, but these things are not infallible, right? They can sound really good, but have you ever heard someone talk about, say, like education, something that you know a lot about, but they're not in education and the entirety of their experience has to do with their own education, like 20 years ago in a K-12 public school? They don't sound super smart, but to other people who share that limited amount of experience, they do sound pretty smart and they can sound pretty convincing. Same thing happens with our large language models. If it is talking to you, if it's providing information about something that you're not super familiar with, it can sound really, really good. But it could be too generic. It's just impressive because we don't know a lot about that field. It's what really worries me about people like asking these things for like medical advice or something. Like, don't do that. Like, talk to a professional, right? So, these are your frontier models. I'm going to ask you to pick one, just play with it, 15, 20 minutes, then go ahead and move on. I'm going to give you a brief overview of these, and then honestly, just pick one. It doesn't really matter at this stage. They're all going to kind of do the same thing. You'll start to develop preferences the longer you use them. I didn't really get a clear preference. I didn't like switch to a model because I thought it was better until like 3 or 4 years after it was probably about 3.5 years of using. I was using ChatGPT and I switched to Claude in the spring. But again, it was serving just fine. I still go to ChatGPT every now and then. So all I'm saying is, does not matter which one you pick right now. Just go for it. ChatGPT is the household name. Fastest adopted tool in the history of the internet. It was like 100 million users in like less than a month. Crazy. They were first to market. Everybody knows them. Can't go wrong there. If you click this link, I'm going to already have an account here, but you can create a Google single sign-on or a Microsoft single sign-on and just start typing in here and start chatting. Okay. There's a free version. The reason I say create an account is because if I come to my ChatGPT, it saves all of my chats with it over here. Okay, so I can go back and I can find some time that I was showing people how good the translation features can be, right? When I think I might have been in Eastmont or something, and I was showing the translation piece there. But I can go back and I can find that and I can use that again all the way back from February. Okay, Claude is currently my personal favorite. It's by a company called Anthropic. There are just some things that I like about Claude that work really well. I've gotten into some like using it to develop some tools and do a little bit of like coding, which I don't know how to do, but Claude does a good job of. But again, if you just click on here, you make an account, you're probably not going to see too much of a difference between Claude, ChatGPT, or Gemini, which is Gemini is Google's product. Same thing. Its image generation is really good, kind of top of the line. Uses something called Nano Banana, kind of cool. But if you're a heavy Google user, maybe that. But I do know that Cascade School District is a Microsoft district. So Copilot might be where you want to go. We've got a whole module the short module on Copilot a little bit later on. There's some asterisks next to that because Copilot's not actually a frontier model. Copilot is like Microsoft's filter or costume that they've put over some other large language models. For a while there, they were just using ChatGPT. Now I think they're also using some versions of Claude. Copilot is not a large language model. It is a tool that uses other large language models and integrates in with Microsoft. Just know that. All right. Again, nothing wrong with it. You're still going to get the kind of the same experience. Each of these has their own little advantages, disadvantages. It is worthwhile to hop between the four and try to figure out what your preference is. But for now, just pick one, ask it anything, go nuts for about 15, 20 minutes, mark this page as done, and move on to the next page.